Again. Seems like I'm always packing these days. Or maybe I'm just trying to escape things that always find their way back to me. Hi, I'm Lily Caldwell. This Halloween, instead of cozying up with Jess, my everything, I'm heading out to some state park with my sisters. A tradition, they call it. Jess and I have had our ups and downs, especially after everything with Mike. Talk about a nightmare. Jess showed me what it really means to be loved, but also how scary it is to trust again. And that's Rose. Could honk that horn all day. She tries to act tough, like some redneck out of a TV show. But she's got more heart than most.
Hey, you! Where do you think you're going?
Speaking of Jessie. Oh, you know, this trip and everything.
I hate to see you go. I'm gonna miss you, but have fun, okay?
Stop. It's already hard enough to leave. But I'll try.
Lily, you packed yet? We gotta beat the traffic, and I want to grab some of those cider donuts from the market.
Saying goodbye now. You and your donuts, Rose.
Hey, it's not a proper road trip without snacks. And Nora's been waiting for 20 minutes.
Yeah, a blast. At least that's what I keep telling myself.
You're going to have fun. Bring my lover back in one piece.
Nuh-uh, she's coming back in a bag.
Rude.
Let's go, sis.
Sorry, love you. I will be back in one piece. Every year you always rush me. We're 20 minutes ahead this time.
You kidding me? With your slow ass?
Excuse you.
Oh, come on. You know I'm kidding. I love you, sis. Everything going okay between you and Jessie?
Things are fine between us. What about you? How's your love life? Rose reached down into her cupboard, grabbing a can of Copenhagen tobacco, putting some in her mouth.
Things are fine with me and myself, sis. Thank you for asking.
You're nasty. You're still doing that? You're such a guy.
Hey, I am not.
Sure.
What?
Look at you, you're nasty.
Here.
Rose held up her spit cup to my face. Get that out of here! I take it the fact you mentioned you and yourself, you aren't seeing anyone.
No, I don't need no one. Just me. Let's hope Nora is ready. I want these donuts.
Seriously, Rose? Donuts after that? You really are something else.
Life's about balance, Lil. A little bit of nasty, a little bit of sweet.
Oh, there you are. I thought you'd never get here.
That's Nora, always waiting on us. You wouldn't guess from her polished British accent that she's from the same rough and tumble background as Rose and me. Dad was in the military, stationed in the UK when he met our mom. Nora was born there, picked up the accent, and, unlike us, never let it go.
Well, you know what they say. Keep calm and carry on. Now, let's carry on with those donuts, shall we?
See, Lily? Nora gets it. Balance.
If you say so. Everything packed?
Always. I've been ready since last night. You two are the ones always running behind.
It's funny though. No matter how different we all turned out, these trips bring us right back together. Like no time has passed at all.
Yeah, it's the one thing I look forward to all year. Just us, the open road, and a trunk full of snacks.
And let's not forget the spooky stories. I've brought a new one this year. It's going to chill you to the bones.
Yeah. I think I'm good. I reached down, grabbing my headphones from the side pocket of my bag. A little bit of music, a little bit of peace. That's all I wanted. I didn't want to just make this trip just about spending time with my sisters. I needed time away from everything too. Though I will miss Jessie. Things with her are just kind of rough right now. But I wasn't about to tell Rose that when she asked earlier. She likes to monitor mostly what I do. And me being the free bird that I am, I can't have that. She decided to tell me I wasn't allowed to talk to people on the internet. That was a fight. Being a writer, I'm always looking for ways to get my work out there on the new age of social media. Talking to different people. She thought talking to people meant I was flirting with them. It's not the case at all. I have met some nice people, while others aren't. If Rose knew we just came off a long fight, she'd probably kick her ass. About 20 minutes later, Rose pulled into the parking lot of the local donut shop. I felt a slight tug on my shoulder.
Hey, Lil, you can't tune us out already. We haven't even got to the best part of the trip. Donuts.
All right, now that she's gone for a few minutes. Sis, are you okay?
I took an earbud out of my ear. Yeah, I'm fine. What makes you ask?
I haven't talked to you since the whole Mike ordeal, and I know Rose knew about it. I wasn't able to come due to my own personal problems I've been dealing with, and, well, I'm sorry for that. I want you to know it wasn't right of me, and I'm sorry.
Nora was talking about the big fight Mike and I had before we separated. Mike wasn't the nicest guy. He never hit me, but he was abusive in other ways. Lying, talking bad about me behind my back, and eventually cheating. Which I caught him in the act. Rose indeed knew. It wasn't good. I'm not one for conflict. I shy away from it. I'm a bit of an empath. It upsets me. Rose picked me up that night. I had to talk her down from turning around and going after Mike. My makeup was so smeared she had sworn Mike did hit me. I told her no. I reached out to Nora first. She didn't answer. Nora and I are a lot alike. Whereas I escape into my music, walks, and my writing, Nora battles with shadows that aren't so easily walked away from. She suffers from major depressive disorder and PTSD. Not from a relationship, but from traumas that go way back. To our family. To our dad. He wasn't the best to any of us, especially not to Nora. Standing up to Dad wasn't something any of us could really do back then, except maybe Rose. In her own way. Rose being the oldest, she's built tough. She had to be, I guess. Nora being the youngest and me being the middle child, it hit both of us hard, but Nora the hardest. Rose left when she was old enough. Spent most of her time learning martial arts and doing farm work for some guys here and there. Rose was always kind of our protector in a way. I couldn't hold it against Nora. Severe depression and PTSD from trauma is no joke. I always fear I'm gonna get a phone call that she's taken her own life. Letting her demons get the better of her. I would be devastated. I leaned back in the seat, embracing Nora. Maybe she needed this Halloween trip more than any of us. Nora was always hard to read. She liked to ball up her emotions, unless it was just her and I alone. Then I could really get her talking. The real question is, are you okay?
I'm managing. Thank you, sis. I was so worried you hated me.
I could never hate you.
Ladies, donuts.
Now, Rose, on the other hand.
What's that?
Nothing, I'm just messing. You didn't put your nasty spit tobacco fingers on these, did you?
No, but I'm going to.
No! Ew, I want one. Just one before you put your nasty tobacco fingers on it.
Ugh, I second what Lil said.
Fine. You guys wouldn't know a good thing if it hit you in the head.
Rose handed me the box of donuts.
Hey! I happen to know I don't like spit tobacco fingers on my donuts.
I opened the box and let Nora pick a couple of donuts. I grabbed one, devouring it, realizing I hadn't eaten anything today. So I grabbed 2 more, downing them before Rose could get her hands on them.
Geez, sis. Hungry?
I smiled, reaching down, putting one of my earbuds back in.
Tuning us out again.
I just need a couple of minutes to myself. You guys chatter amongst yourselves. I felt a twinge of guilt, telling Nora to just chat with Rose, but sometimes you just need to escape into your own little world, even if it's just the airwaves of music filling your ears. The car's steady hum and the distant melodies allowed me just that, solitude, amid the chaos, sitting there. With each mile slipping by under the wheels, I realized how much I craved these moments of quiet. They're rare, almost sacred, with Nora's laughter chiming in the background and Rose's occasional loud exclamations at other drivers. I felt a part of me unwind, a tight coil inside loosening just a bit. I hadn't noticed how tired I was. Between the preparations for this trip and the whirlwind of life back home, exhaustion had crept up on me. I caught myself dozing off a few times, my head bobbing gently with the rhythm of the road. The sun began to dip low, casting long shadows across the road, turning the sky into a canvas of oranges and pinks. It was beautiful, in a fiery, melancholic sort of way.
Hey, we're stopping for a bit. Stretch your legs, Lil. You've been out for a while.
Rose's voice pulled me back from the edge of sleep, her words a gentle reminder of where I was. I rubbed my eyes, feeling the stiffness in my neck from nodding off awkwardly. The air was cooler outside, refreshing after the warm cocoon of the car. The rest area was quiet, just a few other travelers milling about. Nora and Rose headed straight for the vending machines, their earlier banter resuming as if it had never paused. Standing there, watching the sun set, I felt a moment of peace. It was a brief respite, a pause in our journey, both literally and metaphorically. Sometimes I think you need to stop to really see where you are, to appreciate the path you're on. This trip, with all its forced interactions and inevitable irritations, was more than a tradition. It was a thread in the fabric of our sisterhood, one that held us together, through rest stops and donut breaks alike. Nora and Rose joined back up with me. How much farther do we have to go?
Probably 30 more minutes or so.
Seriously? Why so long? Why did you guys have to choose this park? We couldn't have chosen one we've already been to?
Where would be the fun in that?
Yeah, sis. Just get some more shut-eye. We'll be there in no time.
I really don't want to sleep anymore. I didn't mean to at first. Besides, it's a little hard when you're yelling at drivers. I can hear you through my headphones.
She's got a point.
Fine, I'll stop, but that asshole was going like 15 under the speed limit. Damn grandpas need to get off the road.
As we continued down the interstate towards our destination, I chose not to put my earbuds back in. Instead, I found myself drawn into the conversation with Rose and Nora. It was nothing profound, just the usual sisterly banter about road habits, past trips, and plans for when we arrived. But it made the miles slip by unnoticed. The laughter, the shared memories, even the occasional bickering somehow brought a sense of normalcy and warmth. Before I knew it, the familiar wooden sign for the park loomed ahead, marking the entrance. Rose slowed the Jeep as we approached the guard station, the final barrier before we plunged into our annual retreat.
Can I help you, ladies?
We have reservations for the tent site.
Ah, yes. Site on the northern ridge. Not many request that one anymore.
Something in the guard's tone sent a chill down my spine. His hesitance. The way his eyes darted to the thick forest behind him before meeting ours again.
Well, keep going up this road here. You're going to take a left across the bridge. Okay, then you're going to come to a sign of North Ridge Road. Take it. Okay, eventually the road is going to turn into a dirt path. Looks like your site is 333. Okay, so just be careful and mind the other visitors. We have tons of Halloween attractions this time of year. And don't go wandering off the path at night, okay? Some of the park's still under construction.
And what if we do? We gonna get eaten or something?
Probably. We do have bears. Or worse, you could get hurt. And then I'd have to do paperwork and revoke you guys from coming back.
Thanks, but I think we'll be okay. I don't need...
All good. We understand. Let's go, Rose. We took off from the guard station, the Jeep bouncing slightly as Rose navigated the gravel road that led deeper into the park. There was a tension in the air, a mix of excitement and the unease left by the guard's cryptic warnings.
The guy was kind of a dick, huh? Always with the rules.
Rose always had a thing against authority, against anyone who sets rules that feel like chains around her free spirit. It's part of what makes her who she is. But sometimes...
Hey, let's not start a fight. We just got here. Let's enjoy the place, okay? No guards, no rules. Just us and the night.
Nora's right, as usual. There's peace in her voice that can settle any storm between us. And as we pull up to our campsite, that peace becomes silent awe.
Wow. Talk about off the beaten path. I thought there'd be more people. It's Halloween.
It's eerie, isn't it? No one else around, just quiet. Oh, it's perfect for a spooky night.
The campsite is isolated, surrounded by towering pines that block out most of the sky. There's not a single other tent in sight, let alone the Halloween decorations we were half expecting. It's just us and the wilderness. As we unpack, the light begins to fade, swallowed by the encroaching shadows of the forest. There's an unspoken thrill among us, a shared anticipation of the night ahead. But beneath that thrill, there's also a whisper of caution, a reminder of the guard's words not to wander too far.
Well, if there are any ghosts or goblins out here, they're in for a treat with us three. Don't worry, I'll be sure to scare them off.
Oh, a goblin, sure. But how are you gonna fight off something you can't see, Rose?
Yeah, because I'm sure you could take on a ghost, Rose.
All right, fine. I'll feed you ladies to the goblin first, and summon the ghost to scare me off.
Hey!
I kid. Let's get camp set up. You guys know I wouldn't let anything happen to you.
As darkness settles, we lit a small campfire. The crackle of the flames is comforting, a tiny beacon in the vast dark.
I think I'm going to explore a little bit before it gets too dark.
I'll go with you. Camp is basically already set up.
Are you sure?
Someone has to keep up with you, sis. Besides, what if one of those goblins comes out of nowhere to eat you?
All right then. Do you want to come, Lil?
You guys go ahead. I think I'm going to stay here by the campfire. Maybe get some writing done.
You brought your laptop.
No, but I brought my phone and a little Bluetooth keyboard.
You just can't get away with us for 2 days, can you?
Excuse me?
It's 2 nights of the year. And you...
Nora placed a calming hand on Rose's shoulder.
Let's just go. Lil will be okay. She's going through a lot.
No, I know what she's going through. I was there when...
Rose stopped before she finished what she was going to say. Nora's eyes got wide, and tears started to form.
No. Finish it. Finish what you were about to say. How I'm the worst sister of all time, because she went through what she did with Mike and I couldn't be there for her. Say it, Rose. You know what? No. Don't even bother. Screw you, Rose.
Damn it. Now I'm the worst sister. Sis?
Go. I'll be here. If you guys aren't back in 30 minutes, I'll come looking.
Thanks, sis.
As Nora and Rose disappeared into the dimming light of the forest, I felt a twinge of disappointment in Rose. Her words stung more than she knew. Alone now, the crackle of the fire was my only company. I tried to focus on my writing, but the sounds of the forest seemed to grow louder, more insistent. An owl hooted close by, and branches snapped under the weight of unseen creatures. It felt like the woods were closing in, watching me as much as I was listening to them. I reached out to adjust one of the bags near the fire, concerned it might catch. As I tugged it back, something fell out, clattering against the stones. It wasn't a journal or anything ordinary. It was a small, compact digital recorder. My curiosity piqued, I picked it up, only to find it labeled Observations. What could Rose be observing? My heart sank as I listened. It wasn't just recordings of birds or benign sounds of nature. Rose had been keeping tabs on us. On me and Nora. Even recordings from the nights I thought I had privacy. Conversations that were never meant for her ears. The worst part wasn't just the breach of trust. It was the notes attached. Notes questioning my choices. My relationships. Even insinuating doubts about my sexuality, things I'd confided only in Rose. There were details about Nora, too. Times she'd sat outside her house, just watching. It was like discovering a stranger in place of my sister. I felt a chill that had nothing to do with the night air. The betrayal cut deeper than the cold. How could Rose, the one who always fought for us, turn into someone who secretly monitored every part of our lives? And what for? Was she still communicating with Dad? Was that what this was all about? Did Dad ask her to keep tabs on us? Was she relaying all this to him? I moved closer to the fire, the flames a barrier against the darkness both around and within. I needed to confront Rose, but first, they had to return. Every minute they were gone, my anxiety twisted tighter. When they come back, we'll have to clear the air. All of it. No more secrets. No more watching from the shadows. Actually, no. Screw that. I don't trust her out here with Nora now. I reached over into my bag, grabbing a flashlight, flipping my phone on to check the time, and sticking the voice recorder in my pocket. It had been about 20 minutes anyways. Where were those two? It's just like Rose to not listen to the park ranger, but Nora? Not so much. I flipped my flashlight on, continuing the path where I last saw them. Why would Rose do this? Was it really Dad behind it all? These thoughts spiraled in my head, but one thing was clear. I couldn't let her manipulate Nora or myself anymore. Nora? Rose? Where the hell are you guys? You guys need to get your asses back to camp. If the park ranger finds us out here, we're gonna get in trouble. Nora? I turned around, shining my light in the darkness of the forest, but was met with a vast emptiness. Okay, seriously, if you guys are playing some sort of Halloween prank, it's not funny. Come back to camp right now.
You stay the fuck away from me.
Nora? Nora? Rose? What's going on?
Rose is a bitch. That's what's going on.
Well, I knew that, but what's the newsflash?
Oh, come on, Nora. I was just trying to look out for us, that's all.
Looking out for us? By bossing me around and treating me like a kid?
Okay, let's just all calm down for a second. Rose, what happened? Nora, are you okay?
I got worried when Nora wandered off the trail. I told her to stay close, and she snapped at me. I found her here sobbing.
Because you're not Mum, Rose. You can't control everything I do. And I get sick of you acting like I'm the worst sister in the world. You will never be Mum. Stop acting like her and start acting more like a sister.
Nora, I get it. But Rose, sometimes you do push too hard. It comes off more controlling than caring. Nora, I've never seen you act like this. Are you sure you're okay?
I will be, once she decides to quit being so controlling.
I know. I'm sorry. It's just hard. After everything with Dad, I promised myself I'd keep us safe. But maybe I've been going about it all wrong.
Well, we're all here now. That's what matters. But there's something else we need to talk about. This isn't just about tonight, Rose. There's something you've been doing that's not okay.
What are you talking about, Lily?
The recordings, Rose. I found this recorder in your bag. You've been keeping tabs on us. On Nora and me. Listening in on private moments. That's a violation, Rose.
I can explain. It's not what you think.
Recordings? What?
I think it's time we all had a very open and honest conversation. No more secrets. No more watching from the shadows. What's this about, Rose? You need to explain yourself now. Is this about Dad?
What? No. Forget it. Let's get back to camp.
No, explain yourself now, Rose. I will pack my bags and go home.
Then go, Lil. You didn't want to be here anyway. That's why you brought your headphones and shit. Just go. Forget it.
Lil, what's going on? What is that?
It's Rose's recording of us. Even the stuff I've told her, out of heart thinking it was okay. This is not okay. Rose, get back here.
Wait, Lil, wait. Damn it. Does someone want to explain to me what's going on?
Forget about it, Nora. And I'll take you guys back home tomorrow. I'll sleep in the Jeep.
Where's the big, bad, protective sister at, Rose? Don't want to confront your sisters about keeping tabs on them?
It's not that. Just forget it, Lil.
No, I want to know what the hell all of this is about. We barely see each other, and when we do, we're at each other's throats. What's going on?
Don't worry about it, Nora. You'll be home tomorrow. Have Lily fill you in. She seems to have all the answers.
No, I don't. Because you won't explain to us why you're keeping tabs on us.
Did it ever occur to you why I was doing that, Lily? Did you ever stop to think that maybe it was something Rose had going on? Or are you too busy living in your perfect little world, away from everyone, just you and Jess, just like you want it to be? Did it ever cross your mind?
Wait,
What?
What?
Forget it, girls. Good night.
Rose, you need to explain yourself right now. We're all here. Talk to us.
It's not easy being the oldest. You think I want to keep tabs on you? I have to, because I'm losing pieces of me.
What are you talking about?
I don't know if I told you or not, but I got a head injury a while back. Cracked open the bottom of my skull. The doctors, they said it's causing my brain to slip into my spine or something. It's affecting my memory. Surgery might be needed, but at the moment, I can't afford that. I can't always trust what I remember anymore. Half time, I can barely get around being so lightheaded.
Rose, why didn't you tell us sooner?
Because I'm supposed to protect you. How can I do that if I'm falling apart? The recordings and the notes, they were my way of keeping everything straight in my head. I didn't mean to spy. I just needed help remembering. That's why you thought the notes were questioning you, Lil. And I'm sorry. I put the question marks beside people's names like Jess and Mike because I was scared I couldn't remember their names. I'm so sorry.
Rose, this is serious. You shouldn't have to deal with this alone. You should have told us.
Just check my bag again, Lil. There's a cocktail of medications the doctors prescribed. I don't want to worry you guys. Then you found it and thought I was talking to Dad? That hurt like hell, Lil. I would never.
Jesus, Rose. You should have said something.
We're family, Rose. You're always looking out for us, but who's looking out for you?
I thought I needed to be strong. To keep it all together. I didn't realize I was pushing you away instead. Please, forgive me.
We're going to help you through this, okay? I'm sorry I accused you earlier. Let's all get some rest and go hiking tomorrow. Try to ease some of this tension, okay?
Yeah, no more secrets. We're in this together, okay?
I love you guys. You mean everything to me. Sorry I was such a bitch to both of you.
No, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have jumped to conclusions.
I'm going to put some more logs on the fire, and let's get some rest and take a hike in the morning, okay?
Sounds good. Can you hand me the rest of my meds, Lil? Now that it's out in the open, I should probably take them.
No problem. I'm sorry. Again, Rose. I had no idea.
Don't worry about it. Let's get some rest.
The night progressed, and as we each retreated to our separate tents, a hushed quiet settled over the campsite. The fire dwindled to a few glowing embers, casting long shadows that danced against the fabric of our shelters. There was a palpable stillness in the air, a silence that seemed almost expectant. The stillness somehow relaxed me, and I fell into sleep in a matter of no time.
All right. You girls ready?
Nora. Always the early bird. If there wasn't so much drama last night, I probably would have stayed up writing late by the fire, with my earbuds in. I really wish someone would have brought coffee or something. I'm beat.
Come on, Lil. Fresh air will wake you up. Let's hit the trail.
As we started on the trail, I noticed the park had put up some Halloween decorations. Fake cobwebs stretched between trees, and carved pumpkins peered out from behind bushes, their faces twisted in silent screams. It was all a bit cheesy, but charming in its own way.
Hey, look over there. That path isn't part of the usual route. It looks like it leads down to that old grove.
Didn't the ranger tell us not to wander off the marked trails?
That was at night, Nora. It's daylight, and it's just there. It can't hurt to have a quick look, right?
Oh, you're doing it again, Rose. You're being overprotective and too pushy. Let's just stick to the plan for once.
Fine.
Rose's shoulders slumped a bit as she turned away from the unmarked path. I could see the disappointment etched on her face. It was clear the dynamics from last night were still raw. Maybe going the way of all the attractions isn't the right idea. Halloween is about finding a sense of adventure in a different form, right? With the undead and all, maybe we can find a middle ground. Explore a bit, but stay safe.
Lil's got a point. What's a couple of minutes going to hurt, I guess?
Yeah, okay. Let's do that.
With a tentative agreement, we continued along the trail, each of us lost in thought. The decorations flickered in the dappled sunlight, and every now and then a cold gust of wind would make the trees whisper secrets. Maybe it was just my imagination, fueled by last night's drama and our frayed nerves. But I couldn't shake the feeling that we were not alone in these woods.
What is that?
Nora, hang on. Slow down.
Hey, wait a second, you guys. I took off running toward the location where Nora and Rose had stopped. They were just 5 feet ahead of me, frozen in place, staring at something I couldn't yet see. As I caught up, my breath caught in my throat at the sight before us. There, nestled between the gnarled roots of ancient trees, lay the mouth of a cavern so vast and so unexpectedly placed, it seemed as if it had sprung from the earth itself. The stone around the entrance was dark, almost black, worn smooth by ages long past. It exuded an air of timelessness and whispered tales of the deep earth. Look at this place. How could we never have noticed this before?
It's like it wasn't here until we were meant to find it. The stone is so dark, it almost absorbs the light.
It's beautiful, but it feels heavy. Like there's something waiting inside. Did you want to go inside and check it out?
The air around us grew cooler as we stood there, the entrance of the cavern looming like a gateway to another world. It felt as if we were standing on the threshold of the unknown, the dark stone arch framing our view into the shadows that stretched beyond our sight. Nora shocked me, wanting to be the first one to go in. It was almost like this thing was calling out to us.
Why not? We came for an adventure, didn't we?
I don't know. Are we sure about this? This place is unmarked.
You know I'm not gonna let anything happen to you guys. Let's go.
Nora grabbed a flashlight out of her bag, continuing inside the cavern. Rose followed pursuit, leaving me standing outside feeling unsure. You guys can't be serious. Just like that, you're going to leave me out here. When did I become the responsible one? Damn it! I continued onward inside the cavern, the temperature dropping. Nora and Rose had stopped a little way inside the entrance. What's wrong?
Look.
A small mist had formed slowly moving forward. It had a greenish tint to it, forming around Nora, and making its way around Rose. Then to me. It's probably just from the temperature dropping inside this. Let's not get too spooked.
Spooked? This is awesome, let's go!
Maybe we should turn back. This place wasn't even on the map.
I think I hear a waterfall up ahead. Oh, come on, sis.
What has gotten into her? I know she loves sightseeing, but tell me I'm not the only one that doesn't find this odd.
Just enjoy the view, Lil. Let's check out the waterfall in this place.
Rose moved forward ahead of me, leaving me to the end of the group. The view. Hard to see anything when it's so dark in here, Rose.
You guys, you've got to see this.
I hate the way she's constantly yelling. It makes me think she's in trouble.
Check it out! The waterfalls are down there.
Okay, first, Nora, I'm not going down there. Second, will you please stop yelling like something has snagged you or something? Where is this all coming from? I expected something like this from Rose, but not you.
Hey.
What? It's the truth. You were always the thrill. You can't be serious. Rose, grab her arm. Rose bent down, reaching for Nora's arm, but Nora shrugged, causing her to lose her balance. I heard a loud thud as Rose started to climb down to get Nora. Oh shit! Nora? Rose? Please don't make me go down there. Is she okay, Rose?
I can't see her. Wait, there she is. Nora!
Rose? What's going on?
She fell, Lil. It doesn't look like there's any blood, but the wet soil while climbing down from the waterfalls, it must have made her lose her grip.
Shit. I'm going to have to get the park ranger. You think you'll be okay here by yourself?
Possibly, but it's hard to see anything. It's cold and wet from the falls. It really is kind of pretty from what I can see. Nora's right. Do you think we can both manage to pull her up with us?
With your medical condition? Rose, that's not possible. Nora has to be at least 120 pounds, even with both of us.
We've got to do something, Lil. We can't just leave her down here.
I know, I'm trying to think.
You're gonna have to come down here, Lil. We're gonna have to try, and that's all there is to it.
Okay, I'm coming. I started to climb down the side of the cavern. What was Nora thinking? You can't even see the footing of this place. Rose was right. The soil is slick. Things I do for my sisters. Climbing down a creepy cavern in a state park isn't something I had in mind. Rose, what's going on? The shaking of the quake inside the cavern caused me to lose my footing. I was met with a loud thump, hitting my back, then rolling backwards into a pool of wet, cold water. As I tossed violently in the murky depths, my life flashed before my eyes. I saw the relentless fights between my mom and dad. The air thick with tension and bitter words. My father, an alcoholic who drowned his sorrows and anger in endless bottles, refused all pleas for help. His denial and the chaos it bred were the backdrop of my childhood. Rose, only 18 and already weary of the war at home, escaped to take self-defense classes, preparing for anything life might throw at her. The day she left was the day our family fractured a little more. Her absence leaving a void filled with more shouting, more silence. Later, her injury. A permanent scar from trying to protect herself. A grim reminder of the world's harsh realities. I saw Nora, who I constantly worried about taking her own life, and the friends I once trusted, those I confided in, turn away or betray my secrets, leaving a trail of disillusionment. The divide in our family deepened when politics tore at our already fragile ties. My mother turning to a religion that offered no real solace. She preached about prayer and patience instead of facing our harsh realities. Her faith a shield against all practical interventions. I cut ties, one by one, with the abusive remnants of what was supposed to be a nurturing family. Moving on was not just a choice but a necessity, a way to salvage my own sanity. The cold water around me felt like the culmination of all these moments, each memory a wave crashing against the shores of my consciousness. And then there was nothing but darkness.
You gonna order anything, Toots? Or just stare at the menu all day?
I put my hand over my forehead, looking down at the menu, feeling confused. What? Where am I?
Oh boy, another one of those. Hey, Stan, you told me the girl at the bar was ready to order. You lied to me.
You look confused. I'm thinking you might need to know what's going on.
Who are you?
I think you know who I am, Lily.
I looked over at the man sitting beside me. He wore a long trench coat and a top hat, giving off a suspicious vibe. No, I really don't. What's going on? I looked back down at the menu in front of me, then back over at the man. He formed into a mist behind me, putting his head closer to my ear, whispering,
Don't leave the diner.
I looked around. The man was gone. Rose, I'm ready to order. Her name slipped out of my mouth like I'd known her for some time.
Finally. What'll it be?
Was there a man just sitting here beside me?
Toots, you really need to get some food. What will it be? Plus, it'll be dark here soon. We don't go outside after dark. So you need to eat and get on home. What'll it be?
I don't understand what the hell is going on, Rose. How did we get here?
Okay, first of all, Toots, name's not Rose, it's Mara. Can't you read my name tag? Second of all, you were the one that came staggering in here. We all figured you had one too many. You need to order something before it gets too late, so you can get home.
No, Rose, this isn't funny. Where's Nora? If this is some sort of Halloween prank, I'm not digging it. Please, let's get Nora and get the hell out of here.
Nora? I don't know Nora. Listen, you're gonna want to order something, or I'm gonna have my boss Stan kick you out the diner. I don't know what type of drugs you were on from your bender last night, but I suggest you not do that again.
No, stop it! This isn't funny! Stop! I felt a warm hand on my shoulder, grabbing my attention.
Sorry about that, Mara. Let's get this poor thing a coffee and a water. On me.
I turned around to see a younger woman with brown hair, wearing a business dress, comforting me. Nora!
No, I don't know who Nora is. My name is Lena. I come here from time to time, before dark, to grab some dinner on the way home.
No, I was just talking to Rose about finding you and going home. Why do you all keep saying we need to get home before it gets dark? Nora, what the hell is going on? You're Nora Caldwell, and this lady is Rose Caldwell.
Drink the water first, dear. It'll help wash out whatever they put inside you.
Hey, what are you two trying to pull, Rose? Quit going back there and waiting for me to order. I don't even know where I am. You're Rose Caldwell, my oldest sister. I'm the middle-aged sister of you two, Lily Caldwell.
This is getting out of hand. Stan! The lady on drugs scaring away all the customers.
Hang on a second, Mara. Let the girl speak. Drink your water, dear.
Oh, sure. Let the crazy talk. Go ahead, crazy. What is it you want to say?
I can prove it to you. You guys are my sisters.
This should be good. But go ahead.
Listen, I know this sounds bizarre, but I can prove it. Rose, you have a birthmark on your left shoulder, shaped like a tiny maple leaf. Nora, you always wear contacts because you're self-conscious about how you look in glasses.
This is getting out of hand. Stan!
Wait, Mara. She's right. About the contacts, that's not something just anyone could know. My husband is the only one.
And there's more. When we were kids, Rose, you broke your arm climbing the old oak tree in our backyard because I dared you to reach the highest branch. Nora, you and I used to hide under the porch during thunderstorms because you said it felt like we were on a pirate ship in a stormy sea.
I do have that birthmark, but how?
Everything all right here?
The contacts, the birthmark, and I've always had a fear of storms. Mara, maybe she's not just some random troubled person.
Please just think. I'm your sister, Lily. We grew up together in Ridgewood Avenue. We used to build forts in the living room with all the cushions and blankets we could find.
Stan, give us a moment, please. I need to think.
All right. But I'll be over there if you need me.
Keep talking, Lily. Whatever this is, wherever you're from, it sounds like you really believe it. Tell us more.
Every summer, we'd go to Lake Wabasso and try to catch the biggest fish. Rose, you always won, and Nora, you were more interested in sketching the lake than fishing. But you always wanted to hike around the lake.
I have dreams about that place. A lake and fishing. I thought it was just a recurring dream.
And I've always loved drawing, haven't I? Mara, maybe there's something to her story.
Or maybe she's just crazy.
Then how do you explain the birthmark and glasses?
Please, you have to believe me.
No, I don't believe nothing. No, now order and get home before it gets dark. I may not be your sister, but I don't want to see anything happen to either of you.
Rose, what the hell are you talking about? You mentioned something they gave me. What are you on about? I am who I say I am.
Right, just like the guy you said you saw earlier.
I don't know who you are. I just met you. I think you're on some sort of drugs, but how did you know about my contacts? And that I like to sketch? Are you stalking me?
What? No! Nora, please. You're always the voice of reason. You have to believe me.
All right, miss, you need to get out of here. You're spooking the guest.
No, wait. I can prove you two are my sisters, please.
Shit, they're starting early.
Why do you keep saying they're starting early? What's going on? Will someone please explain something to me?
Mara, grab the plywood from the back and let's get them over the doors and windows. Look, miss, you can stay here tonight, just until this is over. But then you have to go home. I don't want to see whatever it is get to you, okay?
I'm sorry, get me? Nora, Rose, please. This isn't funny. Please, let's just go home. Stan pointed to Nora.
You, if you're staying here, please help us. Get these boards up.
Right away.
Nora, Rose, and Stan grabbed boards and hammers, putting up the plywood. My heart started racing, not just from the sudden flurry of activity, but from a deep, gnawing fear. Everyone moved with a purpose I didn't understand, and their urgency was infectious. Every time I tried to ask what was happening, I was met with hurried gestures and brief, elusive answers. Why are we boarding up the windows? What's going on? Why does everyone keep saying they? Who are they?
Not now, Lily. We need to get this done.
Will someone please tell me what the hell is going on? Okay, what the hell was that? What grabbed him?
Lily, help me with this board.
I ran over to Rose, picking up the end where her and Stan left off, helping them put the boards up. I guess you couldn't fight off whatever that was with your martial arts.
What the hell did you say?
Mara, calm down. Watch where you swing that hammer. Everything is secure now.
No, did you hear what she just said? First it was the sketches, and now it's about me taking martial arts classes. Who the hell are you, Lily? How the hell do you know so much about us?
Okay. First, put the hammer down. I know you won't hurt me. You'd do anything to protect me. I'm your younger sister. You always look after me. Put the hammer down and we can talk. I'll tell you everything. Right after you two tell me what the hell is going on in this place.
Are you going to tell her, or am I going to?
Tell her what? That I don't know?
You don't know. What do you mean you don't know? I just saw Stan get grabbed by something and yanked out the window, and you don't know what the hell is going on? Someone must, because there was an emergency alarm before it happened.
We literally don't know everything. The alarms were put into place by the few remaining in the city. They come out every night, some even in the daytime. But the ones that look like us? We haven't figured those out yet. Those are the ones we suspect look human, but aren't. They could be responsible for the serial killings happening around here.
What? That's insane.
We never see them. That's the scary part. They blend in until it's too late. That's why we're so cautious, why we're boarded up here.
This is nuts. I'm going out there to get home. None of this makes any sense. Let go of me. I need to get out of here. I need to find a way home.
Lily, stop. We've told you everything now, but it's your turn. You need to stay and listen, understand what's at stake.
Lily, please. Going out there now is a death sentence. We need to stick together, until daylight at least. We need to figure this out together.
Okay, but I want the full story. Everything. How did this start? How many are out there? And why doesn't the rest of the world know about this?
We'll tell you everything we know. Let's sit down, try to stay quiet, and start from the beginning. It's a long story, and you need to be prepared for what comes next.
We don't know how many are out there. That's the problem, and you know it, Lena. Look, we got enough food in the diner to last all night. Let's just stay here and we'll be okay. Now, you tell us why you think we're sisters.
Really, Rose? After all this, you still want to go there?
Stop calling me Rose. That's not my name.
What was that?
I turned around to see Nora was gone. An eerie silence overfilled the diner. Where did she go? Nora? Lena?
Lena!
We walked around the opening of the bar. Rose led the way with her hammer out in front of her. We turned the corner, entering the woman's restroom. Before I could step in, Rose came out dry heaving and breathing heavy.
Oh no. Oh God, no, don't go in there.
What's going on?
It's Nora, Lil.
Her words escaped her lips, laden with a despair I hadn't heard since we were children. It was the way she always spoke to me when shielding me from the worst of our childhood woes. As she uttered the name Nora, it wasn't just a name, but a flood of shared memories crashing back. Rose, do you remember now? Do you remember that we're sisters? What happened to her? What is going on here?
There's a hole in the wall. She's impaled there.
What? The sight that greeted me was grotesque and unfathomable. Nora, Lena, was gone. Her body was suspended grotesquely through bars protruding from a hole in the wall. But the worst part, the part that set bile rising in my throat, was the gaping void where her midsection should have been. It was as if something had harvested her. Rose, it's going to be okay. We'll get to the bottom of this.
It's not gonna be okay. I should have done something. I feel like part of me just died. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what these things are. I'm sorry, Lily. I couldn't protect you or her.
Before I could react, something I couldn't see seized Rose, propelling her through the men's bathroom door. I took off running after her, my heart pounding, the dreadful feeling of being utterly lost in this nightmare overwhelming me. Entering the men's restroom, there was another hole in the wall, but this one didn't have my sister. She was gone, nowhere in sight. As I stood there, a profound sense of dread began to wash over me, chilling and deep. The silence in the diner was suffocating, a stark contrast to the chaos and panic of just moments ago. It was as if the very air had been vacuumed out, leaving a void where once there had been life and noise. Exhausted and overwhelmed, I slid down against the cold tile wall, curling up into a ball. The mysterious man in the coat had warned me not to escape the diner, but he hadn't said anything about this. About being left alone. About watching my sisters disappear one by one. Was it really a warning? Or is all this just some cruel, elaborate prank? I started to sob, the sound muted against the sterile bathroom tiles. The image of Nora, so vivid and violent in my mind, haunted me relentlessly. Rose, who had always been the protector. The barrier between me and the world's harsher realities was nowhere to be found. I felt abandoned, adrift in an ocean of uncertainty and fear. Rose, Nora, please, come back. I need you. The emptiness of the diner felt oppressive, as if the walls themselves were closing in on me. Every shadow seemed to flicker with the possibility of danger, every echo a reminder of what had been lost. In this vast, hollow silence, the weight of my solitude pressed down on me, a tangible reminder of my vulnerability. Was it a warning? What am I supposed to do now? How can I possibly face what's out there alone when I can't even see it? In that moment, curled up on the cold, hard floor, I realized that whatever was happening, it was far beyond anything I had ever imagined. I got up, pushing the tears aside, walking over to the hole in the wall, brushing my hand against it to examine its size. It's big enough for me to fit, or maybe that's what they wanted. Either way, it was a risk I had to take. Struggling through the small space, I made my way outside the back of the diner, looking at my surroundings. The familiar layout of the town was gone, replaced by something unrecognizable and eerie. A chilling breeze swept through the air, carrying with it a scent of decay. The ground beneath my feet was dirt, reminiscent of the path at the park. But here it felt harsher, untamed. I looked up, my gaze tracing the jagged outlines of buildings in various states of ruin. Many were mere shells, their structures crumbling, while others still had thin wisps of smoke rising from them, as if recently abandoned. The sky was a heavy gray, oppressive and foreboding, casting a pall over the landscape. What the hell is this place? Driven by a desperate need for answers, I took off running toward the nearest building, my heart pounding with a mix of fear and urgency. The desolate streets echoed with the sounds of my footsteps, a lonely rhythm in the ghostly quiet. Just as I was gaining speed, an unseen force slammed into me, pushing me down into the dirt. The impact stole the breath from my lungs, and for a moment all I could do was lie there, face pressed against the cool earth, trying to understand what just happened. As I tried to push myself up from the gritty dirt, a paralyzing force slammed me back down. My arms flailed, seeking leverage, but it was futile. The weight pinning me was immovable, and a chilling metallic resonance filled the air around me. Let me up! What are you? What do you want from me? Frozen in terror, I felt it. Something inhuman, licking the side of my face over and over. The sensation was grotesque, unbearable. As its tongue slithered across my skin, memories of my sisters, our laughter, our fights, all the moments we shared flashed before my eyes. Each memory was a fleeting escape from the horror immobilizing me.
The certainty was very much alive. You taste battle when you are alive.
Please, stop. Please. The licking became more insistent, each pass heavier and more defined. Soon the soft, wet sounds began to turn into something far more sinister. The initial gentle laps transformed gradually into biting, each bite deeper and more painful than the last. Just when the pain seemed unbearable and I thought I would be consumed entirely, the sounds, the licking, the biting faded into the background. In their place, a familiar, yet incongruous sound began to emerge. My eyes fluttered open, and I found myself standing, inexplicably, in front of the ruins of the cavern back at the park. The morning light washed over me, the birds chirping, blissfully unaware of the nightmarish ordeal I had just endured.
Whoa! What is that?
I looked up to see the cavern that we entered in ruins. Nora ran her way over to it, stopping to grab something out of her backpack.
I've got to get a picture of this.
Nora? Rose?
Okay, sis. You don't look like you're feeling so hot. You just froze when we saw the ruins.
The ruins. I looked up to see Nora taking photos of the collapsed cavern. Nora, get away from there! It's an unmarked part of the park.
Whoa, what crawled up your panties, sis? I just want to get a picture.
No! Let's not. Let's head back and see what other attractions this park has, okay?
What? But this is so cool. We have to stay and look around.
No, not this time, Rose. Let's just head back, okay? I turned around, embracing Rose.
Hey, let me in on some of the sister love.
Nora joined me in doing a group hug with Rose. I'm fine. Just trust me on this, okay? I missed you.
Lil, you're weirding me out. And as much as I'm enjoying this little sisterly bonding we got going on here, y'all are sweaty.
Rose broke away from the group. The ruin was always here? We never went in?
Go in? Oh, we can't do that. The whole thing collapsed. But I'd love to take some pictures. I've always been fascinated by these natural structures and the stories they might tell. Just exploring and capturing them is enough for me.
Alright, good. Let's just take what we need and head back to camp. I'm sure there's more stuff to explore in the park. Let's go.
Oh, no fair. Wait up.
If you find another attraction before me, I'll stop spit tobacco.
You better keep that promise, or next year you're carrying all the backpacks.
Was it all just a dream? A Halloween trance? Those questions lingered in my mind as we continued our exploration. More attractions dotted our path, but I steered my sisters far away from the cavern. As the trip unfolded, I realized how much I needed this time with them. The bonding we shared was something I looked forward to every year. I couldn't imagine my life without Nora and Rose. Nora, despite her demons, always brings out the best in me. And Rose, though she can be overprotective, means well. And I am thankful for everything she does for us. Now, this time every year, I'm the first one packed and ready.